Hey there, YouTube! Voice almost gone! KS Cuber back for day 3 of the crazy unboxing series from Jhahoua Rubik's here on YouTube. It's really for like an hour and a half, so it's definitely going to be a little bit slower paced. Who knows what? Let's get into it. I'm trying to get these all done in one day. I have one day to get them done. Let's get into the next box. Which one should we choose? Do you want the bottom or the top one? Let's go for the bottom one because you can't choose. Sounds mean, but it's true. I mean, you're on YouTube, so I guess that's how it works. Let's flop this down here. Very, very heavy boxes. And let's see how heavy this one is. Ooh, yeah, that's gotta be like 50 pounds of cubes right there. Let's slap my address sensor on there. Not that I may care, because it's old house and whatever. And let's get right into another unboxing. And another address sensor over there. This is getting confusing. Okay, here we go. Flick, and let's get right into it. Box 3, we are 130 some puzzles in, so I'm hoping there's more than the last couple boxes in one of these here, because I thought there was somewhere around 500. I might be mistaken because I have not looked at it in a while, so maybe there was less than that, but I guess we can only see. Maybe there's 600. We'll see soon enough. Just trying to chatter while I get this box open. There we go. Let's get right into it. I'm sure you can make a compilation of me saying let's get right into it 1,000 times throughout this video, but let's do it, or whatever. Next up. Okay, here we go. Whole Foods bag on top, other stuff right here, more stuff right here, other random top packaging material, and I'm dropping cubes. Whoops. Okay, well hopefully this isn't a crazy good one, but let me check it out. Okay, as you can see, this is an H2O cube. Also, a water cube. Water cube. H2O cubed. H2O cubed. That's an odd sticker bod. I'm not sure who it's by, what it's meant for. It turns fairly well. It's like a speed cube or something. It wasn't damaged by a fall, so it's pretty durable. And it's a bunch of people swimming or water sports or something, and it says H2O and water all over it. Also tensionable. Pretty neat. Not sure what kind of cube it is. It's pretty cool. Next up here, we have another Rubik's Sports Cube. NBA this time. This is the Warriors. You figure out? Nope, it says Warriors on it. So I don't know exactly where they're from, but it's the Warriors team. NBA. Rubik's brand picture cube. Next up here, we have something wrapped in a Whole Foods bag. Ah, that's really cool. Like I said, I don't know a lot about hockey, but that there is super neat. It's in the original little display case here. Carefully pop that off without dropping it. And let me pull this puzzle out here. It says, made in the Czech Republic, worldwide patents, copyrights, and applications. This is a square one cheese puzzle type cube, it seems like. And actually, there you go. I thought it would actually turn on this axis, but it doesn't. So, let's see. Ah, the center probably rotates. Yeah, there we go. Has a clicking mechanism in it. Focusing more accurately there. Basically, it just kind of rotates like this, and then you can slice like that. So it's sort of like a square one, but it's also a fairly unique puzzle design with the clicking mechanism there. That's pretty cool. And of course, it's missing his leg right there, so it's not quite solved either. I like the display case that comes along with, and I assume it's a pretty uncommon puzzle because I haven't seen one before. Which, maybe that's an unfair assumption, but it is pretty cool nonetheless. People who are really into hockey would really like that one, I bet. Okay, next up here we have a cubic cube, which makes sense because it's a cube, and I believe this is the Rubik's Fish Cube. I know V-Cube makes one like this too, so I'm not actually sure. I mean, it's white plastic, so I think this may be either a V-Cube or a V-Cube knockoff, which it doesn't say V-Cube on it, so let me check the mechanism here in a minute. If it looks like a Jhahoua, it's probably a V-Cube. Whoops. No, it actually has a Rubik's mechanism there. So I don't know who makes this one exactly, but it is a fish cube, and I've seen some like that before, so it's pretty cool. I don't think it's fully solved, though, because that doesn't look correct. Ah, see, that's the time showing there. There we go. Now we're fixed up. Cool fish cube. Feels pretty solid, turns fairly well. Ah, here's a puzzle I've been excited to get for a while. This is the Rubik's 15 puzzle. These are pretty scarce, and I believe these were made in the 1980s. It doesn't say on there. Maybe actually early 90s, I believe. This is the Rubik's 15 puzzle. You can press that, and it changes. Pretty instant. It's like a trick. That's pretty crazy. So you do that, and can you press those? We can press those. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know much about it. Very cool, though. Vintage Rubik's puzzle. Okay, next up here, we have a house cube, and almost flipped out of my hands there. You gotta be more careful, butterfingers with the cubes. Speed cube of some sort. I'm not sure. I'll have to check the mechanism here in a minute. But this is some sort of speed cube mechanism. It looks like a YJ mechanism. House sticker mod. See what it says on the bottom here. Designed by Oliver Nagy, original artwork by Dave Graffin Models. So I don't know, pretty interesting. House cube. Like how detailed that one is. Okay, next up here, another Whole Food wrap job. We have a custom mod, again, with CubeSmith stickers, which is pretty cool. And it's not super well modded. It seems like epoxy sculpt or something similar. Kind of lumpy, all that. 3x3 shape mod. I bet it's like a cube for you or something similar. And this is a octagonal prism, I believe. 3x3 shape mod. Okay, next up here, we have a filled-in Sudoku puzzle on the newspaper. That's kind of cool. And then we have a money cube. This one probably costs $1 million. Just looking at how much money's on this one. That's actually really cool. I've seen one of these before. I don't know who makes them, but they're pretty neat. I mean, it's got the English pound on there, 50 pounds, $100, 100. Is that Chinese? So it's probably yuan? Won? That'd be won. To the Japanese or Chinese, that's like Thai, or no, that's probably, yeah, I'm just going to stop. That says France on it, so that's French. And there you go, that might be Thai right there. Yeah, either way, money cube, cool, lots of money. And turning. Actually turns really well, wow. I mean, not great, but I mean good for a picture cube. Interesting. Okay, next up here, it looks like it's going to be a box full of picture cubes. We have a very reflective looking, which is kind of interesting, Sudoku cube. Sudoku cubes are great and all. I'm not good at them, but there it is. Cool beans, and actually this one looks solved. Wow, it is. And no, it's not a Sudoku cube, it's a number cube. You try to get all the numbers correct. It's very reflective, so that's always neat. Okay, next up here, we have another picture cube. This is a Texas Roadhouse picture cube. One step above a dollar store cube. Doesn't turn very well. Can barely turn it at all. Very catchy. And snap together mechanism. Yeehaw! We're at the Texas Roadhouse, apparently. Okay, next up here, we have a Mahjong cube. I have one of these. They're not super common. I believe they're made by Dien Shang or something similar. Painted on and Mahjong. Cool. Don't know a lot about it. I know my grandpa plays it sometimes. Okay, next up here we have, wow, very interesting color scheme. White opposite pink, blue opposite orange, and yellow opposite green. All very neon shades. And this is definitely some sort of cube. Wow. It's really weird feeling. It's got to be like a, not Shengshao V1. What the heck is this one called? Yeah, it's very interesting. Early speed cube. Has a standard Rubik's mechanism in there. It doesn't feel like a lot that I've tried, so that's interesting. It's definitely something sort of inexpensive. It's not Lan Lan, it's not Shengshao V1. So, YJ? Original? Maybe? Not sure. Anyway, on to the next cube here, and we have another crazy 3x3 extension mod. This one with a Rubik's logo on it. That's pretty cool. But let's see here. I don't think any of these other things move. Just the 3x3, but it moves very well. That's pretty impressive, actually. It's sort of like a faux 5x5 or something, because as you can see, it would have 5 pieces here. And there you go. Checkerboard on this would probably be interesting. Let me try that out. Also be kind of unsatisfying because it has the... Well, actually, that's pretty cool. Because it's got the quarters and then it's got the inners. Yeah, pretty neat. Cool 4x3 shape mod. Extension mod, I believe is what that would be called. Okay, next up here we have the watermelon cube. Another sticker mod I've been looking to get for a while. I know V-Cube makes one. I don't think this is a V-Cube. Check the mechanism here, if I can figure it out. Nope, looks like Rubik's brand mechanism. Aftermarket watermelon sticker cube. Cool. Next up here, ooh, wow, it's the iCube. I've been meaning to get one of these too for a while. I forget if Derby Cuber or DG Cubes, who made the iCube video, but this is actually really nice because look at this. If you're a complete noob, you can't solve a cube, you can actually solve this one. Oh, that backfired on me. Well, if you have it all right, I guess actually like, wow, that's really weird. I think somebody screwed this one up because usually it's one of these cubes that you can turn it any direction and it's still solved. But this is what isn't. It says March 9th on there. Interesting. iCube turns horribly. But kind of interesting. I don't have one yet. Okay, next up here, we have another NFL cube. This one is the Bills. Buffaloes? Bills? I don't know. I don't know teams well enough. No, Bulls. That's probably what that says there. It looks like Bills. Huh. Weird. Okay, well, anyway, NFL team of some sort. Cube. Cool. On to the next one. We have a cut corners cube, and this one looks like an original, sort of vintage, not super vintage. Yeah, sort of like a dollar store mechanism, but it looks factory, is what I was trying to say there. Pretty cool. It's like a whatever cube. What do we call that? Color scheme. Of course, they have two pinks. That's weird. But it's white opposite yellow, green opposite blue, and then pink opposite pink. I think that one's a little bit darker. Let me see here. Yeah, it's purple and pink. Can barely see the contrast there. Cool. Oddball factory shape mod. Wow, this is cool. This is what I've been looking for a while. This is the original 1980s sandwich cube. Maybe a little bit newer, because this one turns pretty well, actually. Yeah, that's a little bit newer one, but still, sandwich cube, original one. Those are pretty hard to come by, and pretty cool. Stickerless, and uses the Rubik's mechanism. This one turns too well to be like super vintage, though, so I'm interested actually where that's from. But as you can see, there it is. Cool beans. Next up here, we have a... I'm trying to read that. I don't know. Schneck, Croca. Yeah, I recognize some of these characters, but I have not watched the show, whichever one this is. Wang. Yeah, so somebody knows what that show is, but I do not know what that show is. A little bit larger than normal picture cube, and actually fairly high quality. Not like tensionable or anything, but I mean, that turns fairly well. It's like my Game of Thrones cube or something. Yeah, pretty cool. Oop, on the tripod. Okay, next up here we have another picture cube, and this one's actually interesting. Looky there, we got ridges on the corners. That's interesting. It's got a shark and a shark and a shark and a shark, and it's silver opposite yellow, opposite green, blue, purple, and red. Yeah, made by Oddly. Whoa, what the heck? That thing actually turns good. Man, what the heck is this thing? Is this like a dyad Make-A-Mix, except it's a Rubik's cube? That's just weird. Wow. That's surprising. Quarter cutting? Nah, it doesn't quarter cut much. They have some different tensions. I mean, it's got a Rubik's brand mechanism, but for the fluidity of turning is very impressive for that. Wow, that's a complete anomaly. I have no clue what that is. It's pretty cool. Oddly ridged picture shark cube thing. Cool. Yeah, don't know what that is. A little bit heavier. What? Yeah, I just got that last cube. Okay, what is this one here? This is a Super Seed cube with flames. Rubik's brand, I believe, underneath. It feels like it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a Rubik's brand cube. It says Super Seed on it. That's pretty neat. I'll have to look at some of these picture cubes. Some of them might actually be legitimate old cube companies or something interesting. I don't know. They're pretty cool. I have to say that. Okay, smaller package here. What do we have? Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, I think I have a couple of these. I actually picked up a really cool lot in the middle of nowhere at a garage sale of really mini cube puzzles, but I haven't unboxed it yet. And here we have one that's the middle size one. I don't actually have one in the middle size. I have one of the smaller, the super tiny one. This is an original keychain missing link. I'm not sure if it's an off-brand or not, but there you go. It turns top and bottom, does not middle turn. A miniature and portable missing link. Not quite solved. I'll have to try and solve that. I'm not good at solving missing links. It usually takes me like 20 minutes. But with some intuitive playing around, I can usually get it. That's cool. Gecko, 2x2. I don't know what 2x2 is made on. Probably a Landland or something. It turns well. Wow. Let's see, quarter cutting? It quarter cuts. Not perfect, but wow. That's pretty impressive for a 2x2. 2x2 picture cube, I should say. I mean, not a speed cube, but look at that. That's cool. I was like those wraparound designs like that where they're all kind of interlaced. I can imagine it'd be a pain to solve, though. I haven't tried solving one in a while. Rubik's NFL cube, and this one is for the Saints. I forget, New Orleans Saints? Yeah, I think I actually have an NFL team now. Okay, well, there we go. Ooh, this one turns a little bit spring noisily, but turns okay. Rubik's brand sports cube. Next up in the box, we have some miniatures. here we go. First of all, to figure out if this is Lego. No, that is held together with paper or cardboard. Be careful putting that back together. Interesting. It's a 1x1x2 with CubeSmith stickers on it. So I don't like this camera quite as much because you can't focus as easily. There it is. 1x1x2. Next up here, we have some miniature cubes. We have a Toy Story cube right here. See if it has a date. Nope, it says Disney Pixar. And a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cube from 2014. Viacom Designware. It looks like a newer version of the Mutant Ninja Turtles. I never watched that show, but I know a lot of people are into it. So that's pretty cool. It's a miniature cube though. Okay, next up in the box we have a Rubik's Cube puzzle. And that's surprising. Wow, that's a logo I haven't seen. Ah, that's neat. I was looking for new logos on Rubik's Cubes. I haven't seen that one before. Must be, could even be late 90s. I don't know when they put their site online because it does have the site logo on there. But this has got to be either earlier or later than that yellow-sided logo that I've seen before. It is a standard color scheme and turns fairly well for a Rubik's brand. Not good, like not a good Rubik's brand, but it's better than most. I have to say, I'm catching. But that is a logo I haven't seen. Always looking for those. That's cool. Okay, next in the box we have another sort of heavy one. This one's pretty cool. There are a few different variants of this. Gorton's Fish Sticks. And it's a Rubik's Cube. With that, Rubik's Promotions, Rubiks.com. Got Gorton's Shrimp Temptation, Scampi, Real Indulgent Taste in Minutes. It's very detailed, but very cool. It's a picture cube with Gorton's stuff on it. Interesting. I know they made some cooler versions of that, but Gorton's did some Rubik's collabs a few times. There you go. That's a little bit rectangular of a package. What do we got here? And there goes a piece. Let me find it. Well, unfortunately, I believe this is a hand mod. I don't think it's straight from Rubik's. That piece there has come unglued or broken. And yep, as I thought, it's a Rubik's extension mod, which I will have to re-glue some pieces. It's a 3x3. That looks like a 3x3x5. It doesn't actually turn like a 3x3x5. Just these pieces move. The top pieces do not. But it's a Rubik's brand mod, extension mod, by 3x3. Pretty cool. Couple loose pieces there. Okay. Next up here we have a more modern puzzle. And actually one I might have one of, but I think I have the purple version. This is a 4x4 Fisher Cube by YJ Moyu. I think it's Moyu. And it also has a sticker from some other puzzle on there. But as you can see, it's a 4x4 and also a Fisher Cube. But as you can see, that is a 4x4 shape mod of a Fisher Cube. And let's see if I can figure out. Let me try the checkerboard on here. I'm not very good on 4x4s in general, and Fisher Cubes even less so, but let's try like that, and then like that, and then there. Yeah, I might have messed that up. Let's see. That. I don't think that's right. Nope, don't think that's checkerboard, but it's somewhat close to it, so I'm going to keep that. Some sort of pattern on the 4x4 Fisher Cube. Cool. Don't think I have a standard one of those yet, so it'll be fun to solve. Okay, next up here we have, some of the little bit rarer 1x3x3 cubes here. This is the Heart variant. I don't remember who this is made by, but I've seen that some people have these, and I don't have one, so that's pretty cool. Haven't seen one before. Is it a super floppy? That is the question. And of course it also has this little gap on the top, so that's kind of cool. Let's see. Yes, it is a super floppy mechanism. Neat. Okie dokie. Next up here we have another small puzzle, and this is a keychain snake. I have to see if this is any sort of interesting brand. It is. That's pretty cool. It's original Rubik's brand miniature snake. Let's straighten that all the way out and see if I can do a miniature snake speed solve. I have a pretty good snake collection going, mainly just the newer Shengshao ones and stuff, but I have a couple original Rubik's as well, and this one really does not like to straighten out. It's kind of floppy on some links and not great on others, so I just think it's a little bit on the old side. Is cool though, that it's a Rubik's brand original snake, but let's see if we can remedy this here. Just gotta twist it like that. That one's a little bit stiff up here. Oh, and that's catching right there. Yeah, this one's going to be a little bit tricky to speed solve if I wanted to enter a professional snaking competition, if that's a thing, which I guarantee it isn't. But maybe we can make one. I mean, I can have Snake at my first comp I host or something. That'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, we have Rubik's Snake at this comp. What do you average? Rubik's Snake. Ooh, okay, this isn't going very well. Rubik snaking skills have diminished. Okay, there you go. I promise you, a normal snake. I'm a lot faster than that. But there we go. Okay, next up here we have, let's see what exactly we have. It's a double layer. And there you go. It looks like a vintage, some sort of shape mod, probably 3x3 related. And it is. So I've assumed this would be like a Wonderful Puzzler brand or something similar. One of the hard to find factory 3x3 shape mods. So pretty cool. And let's see here. Next up, we have something a little bit odd shaped and larger. Let's see exactly what that's going to be. We unbox it. Oh yeah, there we go. I don't remember what that one's called, but I have seen these before. This one says October 2010 on it, so that's interesting. Let me take a quicker look at this, closer look. Hog Wild LLC, made in China. Yeah, I don't see the exact name on this, but I have seen these before. It's some sort of crazy ring puzzle. I've never actually looked into how it's solved, but look at that. I mean, it turns like that, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty strange. So I guess you can just turn these rings. And these ones don't see a turn. These ones turn. So I don't know. I've seen these before, and now I have one. That's pretty cool. Okay, on to the next one here. You see, it's another Whole Foods bag. This one feels somewhat barrel-like. And there you go. I'd say that is a original vintage factory barrel puzzle. That's pretty cool. Not sure how old any of these are. It's really hard to tell if they're from the 80s or when. But I have one of these sealed in the box from the 80s. And this one looks very similar. So I'd say it's probably original 80s one. And also from the turning, it's about the same. They sold these under a lot of different names. Wonderful Puzzler was the main manufacturer of them, but they sold them under different names. I don't remember what the one I have is. It's like AJ's or something like that. But anyway, there we go. Cool beans. And next up here we have... is that a YJ Lingan in a weird color? Or is it something different? Turns pretty well. Yeah, I'll just say that's a pretty good turning mechanism there. Might feel like it's going to pop soon, but who knows? Center cap, normal tensionable mechanism. Well, I know the YJ Lingan, and it looks sort of like that, but I'm not sure this is it because it's a different color that I've seen it. You usually don't see the purple-pink thing and the kind of skin tone background color. That's kind of odd, but there it is. YJ Lingan, I'm going to call it for now. Okay, burger break, bite breather over. Let's get back into the cubes. I don't remember where I left off there. I think I like that Rubik's bandage cube or something. But next up, we have a cube from Arkansas. Let's see if I can actually get to focus. There we go, manual focus. Arkansas, or Arkansas, the natural state. So there you go. Jenkins Enterprises, Shantou, China, October 2010. So where does it? Exact date on there. But it actually feels a little bit better than most of the dollar store promotional cubes, but not by much. It doesn't turn very well. And it's just an Arkansas cube, I suppose. There we go. Next up here, we have something that seems like a ball puzzle. That's interesting. Looks like a variation on that other cube I had, except it has that. Wow, that's weird. Okay. And then these twist around. Huh. So that's not a twisty puzzle at all. Very interesting. And let's see, I think that locks it back in, and then let's see. Yeah, it almost seems like it'd do some sort of twisting moves, but I don't think it does. No, you can force it a little bit. So I'm not sure exactly what that is, but there it is. Some sort of odd puzzle. Seems like a slime puzzle more than a twisty puzzle, but still pretty cool. Okay, on to the next one here. Double wrapped. We have a QJ 4x4. And this one has a dot pattern on there. I actually don't have one of these yet, but I have seen their dot 3x3s, and I've heard that this one exists. It's pretty much like a copy of an Ishin mechanism, I believe. It's not a Shengshou mechanism quite yet, until some of the later ones. But there it is. It turns pretty well. It turns about like a standard Ishin 4x4, if not a little bit larger, and maybe a little bit heavier duty. Okay, next up here, we have a Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas cube. So I guess we had the Chicago cube before, and I guess this one is a Las Vegas cube. Whoever collected all these really liked their picture cubes with cities and stuff on them. That's pretty interesting. Next up here, wow, that's quite a monolith of cubing. Wow, how did they make that, I wonder? It's pretty interesting. Bottom here it says, I believe made in China. Yeah, it's made in China on the bottom. So this almost seems like a factory 1x1x3. Pretty cool. Good stickers on it too. Maybe it's just some sort of other thing and they modified it into a 1x1x3. That's almost what it seems like. Wow, that's cool. I didn't expect that. And this little thing, I was like, oh, it's going to be a 1x1? No, it's not. It's going to be one of these, the little miniature ball puzzle. And that's pretty cool. I remember this from one of his videos there, is that this one is actually a 1x1x3, I believe is what that would be called. Yeah, I think that's what it is. 1x1x3. It looks like a 3x3, but it only rotates on these two axes right here. The other ones are non-functional. Will not rotate like that. So that's kind of interesting. He had a functional one and a non-functional. And there's the non-functional. I might have both of them in here. I forget. Let's go on to the next one here. Battery flashing. So I'll place that here in a minute. And there we go. We have a vintage 1980s likely octagonal barrel puzzle or octagonal prism. 3x3 shape mod. Pretty neat. Turdy is actually pretty decent on that compared to some of them that I've had. Has the gold on the bottom there, which was like the off-brand octagonal barrel color back in the 80s, at least from what I've seen. Okay, next up here, this one feels pretty solid and also pretty small. That's kind of interesting. And it is a 1x2x3. And this one here, I'm not sure who it's by. It turns pretty well. But it's definitely to the heavy side. It's almost like dice or something there. It's got kind of interesting thing there. It's got like a cap, some sort possibly. Yeah, not sure if it's custom or what exactly, but 1x2x3. There it is. Okay, next up here we have a Moyu Fisher Cube, or no, Crazy Fisher Cube, I believe is what this one would be called. Try a checkerboard on here real quick. It definitely jumbles up pretty crazily. And there we go. It's either the Crazy Windmill or the Crazy Fisher Cube. I have a couple of these in a couple different colors. But this may or may not be one that I have already. I'm not sure exactly. Next up here, more of a, I don't know, oddball puzzle. It seemed more like a ball, but not quite. I believe it's a Lan. This is some sort of cube thing, or 2x2. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I think it's a 2x2. So if I go like that, there you go. So that'd be checkerboard. Yeah, 2x2 shape mod. Kind of interesting. Not sure how many sides that is, but some sort of Lan, I believe. Okay, next up here. Wow, that's quite a bright cube. Bright green with purple, pink, and yellow, and teal. Wow, that's something else. I have to figure out what kind of brand this cube is, but it definitely doesn't turn quite like a dollar store cube, so it isn't a dollar store cube. But it probably has a Rubik's mechanism because it doesn't turn super great. Pretty vintage, I assume. And let's see if I can get the center cap off here. One of them at least. Maybe not, it's pretty tight. Or maybe on that side. No, but either way, neon crazy green cube. Okay, on to the next one here. We have a original 1980s ball cube. I think I have one of these, possibly a miniature one, but this one is an interesting one there. I've seen a lot of these online, but I don't have many of them, so that's pretty cool. The checkerboard on it, it's literally just a Rubik's Cube shape mod into a ball shape. I believe this one's from the 1980s. There we go. Possibly made by Wonderful Puzzler again. Pleased to put that so it doesn't roll away. And next up here, oh, these are pretty cool right here. I forget who makes these exactly, but these are sort of cheese puzzles, kind of pyramid shaped or pyramid shaped. So we do a checkerboard on one of these. I don't know a lot about them, and I'll have to do a little bit of research on them, but from what I've heard, these are pretty uncommon, so it's cool to have. And also checkerboard doesn't seem to work too well. Mainly because it's a triangle, I believe. But let me see here if I can get it back to solved. Yep, so there you go. So the tips turn right here, and then it turns like a 1x3x3. That would be what that would be called, or 1x1x3? Not sure exactly. But there it is. A kind of triangular, pillar triangular shape mod thing. Well, I know those are pretty rare. Okay, next up here, let's see what's in this little thing. It seems like a mini Pyraminx. No, it's a keychain Pyramorphics. Yeah, it is. Wow, this thing turns pretty badly. Dollar store kind of thing there. The reflective stickers. And it turned absolutely horribly. Got to do that one turn and now it won't go back. There you go. Okay, not going to turn that anymore, but there you go. Keychain Pyramorphics. Pretty cool. I've seen those exist, but I haven't found one yet. There we go. Oh yeah, these are really cool right here, actually. Let's see if I can get this whole thing in the frame by moving the camera around a little bit. But as you can see, it's got a ribbon here. And there we go. A Rubik's original medal from one of the original competitions. I'm not sure the exact history on this one here, but it is a Rubik's Cube medal. I have a set of those, I believe, in here. I'll have to find the other ones. I'll show you those later. Those are pretty neat. Okay, next up here we have another NBA cube. This one's a little bit yellowed, so it must have been sitting in the sun or something. This is for the Mavericks, Dallas Mavericks. And there we go. So another NBA cube. This one doesn't turn quite as well as some of the other ones. And it's a little bit sun faded. Okay, next up here, and here we go. That's pretty cool. That's an oddball one right there. Hexaworld, made in Europe from 2003. This is one of the world cubes I was thinking of there. It's basically a take on the Rubik's Circular World puzzle, but it's actually a 3x3 standard square cube there, a cubic cube, you should say. But anyway, there you go. And it actually turns pretty well. It's not really speed cubable, but it's pretty close. Pretty surprising. Hexaworld, made in Europe. Interesting. Okay, next up here we have another miniature puzzle of some sort. It's a standard keychain Rubik's Cube. There you go. Auto battery. And there you go. Another battery change. Let's check my microphone is rolling this time. And let's make sure I can actually get some focus here. Let's see. Focus it all the way up there. Yeah, pull it back to where you want it and click manual focus. There we go. Yeah, this camera's not quite as easy to use as my other one. I'll probably switch back to the other one for the next video because that battery's all charged up again. But anyway, here it is, a miniature Rubik's Cube. This one's like an early 2000s one. I actually have my dad's original 1980s one. That's pretty cool. And I have a bunch of other ones of those, but that'll go in the collection. I don't think I have one with that logo yet. So that's kind of neat. Next up here, this is a pretty cool one right here. This is an MSN, Microsoft Office, Xbox, Microsoft Windows. It's a Microsoft promotional cube. Microsoft.com/college. Seems to be probably early 2000s or something similar. MSN. Actually turns better than most Rubik's Cubes. A little bit clickier. But there you go. Pretty neat. Anything computer related and Rubik's Cube crossover, it's pretty neat in my book. Okay, next up here we have another vintage shape mod. I don't know, probably from the 1980s or something, but I always like to collect these, and this one is, I'd say probably 12 color cube. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7, actually 14 color cube. That's pretty interesting. And it's a 3x3 shape mod. It does not turn very good at all, but there you go. Vintage from the 1980s or similar, and a little sticker came off there. Throw that back on. Seems like some of the stickers are peeling on it. Okay, next up here, without even opening it, I'm pretty sure I can guess this is going to be a Diancheng blade, but let me check it out. And there you go. We're correct. Focuses off here a little bit, but there you go. Diancheng blade. It's going to rattle around inside it, but it's a 3x3 shape mod that turns into a blade, or it is a blade cube, and then you can also turn to that, which is pretty crazy. That's the checkerboard pattern on the Diancheng blade. It's a very interesting looking puzzle and kind of a fun solve as well, but more modern than some of these other ones here. Okay, next up here, this is interesting looking. It's sort of like the shark cube. It's just got an oddball. It's got a heart in green and heart in orange. Let's see, is the color scheme correct? You have white opposite yellow, and then we have red opposite orange, blue. Yeah, color scheme's even correct. Wow, that's pretty impressive. And it turns well. What the heck? That's really interesting. Got to be like a cheapo mechanism or something, but yeah, that's like a what's that brand? I don't know. It's definitely a vintage mechanism. It's a modified Rubik's brand mechanism, and it actually turns pretty well. That's surprising, and a very interesting looking cube, all in all. I don't think that would be WCA legal because too many colors and pictures and stuff, but it does have technically the right color scheme. That's interesting. Okay, on to the next one here. I think we're down to the final 20. Oop, this one feels a little bit jiggly jangly. Let's see what's in here exactly. Ah, there you go. It's another one of these Russian sliding puzzles I was talking about before. As you can see, this one's kind of like weird symbols or constellations or something like that. Let's get focused again there, but you can just kind of move it around the circle here, and the cubes move pretty effortlessly. I don't know much about these ones here, but I'm sure I could find a logo if I looked at it a little bit. And this is a jingly jangly thing, like that. Pretty interesting. Have a small collection of those going now. And next up here, this may be another Rubik's medal, and yes it is. The other one's the silver. I believe this one is the bronze medal. If we go like that, there it is. It's a very nice Rubik's Cube medal. Pretty cool. Something from like a Rubik's official comp or something there. Maybe the 2003 one. I'm not sure exactly, but I have to look into the history on those. Pretty neat nonetheless. Okay, next up here, we have a Ralph's cube. Not sure what Ralph's is, but there is a little character. There are all kinds of sports, and Ralph's. Maybe it's a sports store, but pretty interesting. A little bit larger than normal, and doesn't turn great, but doesn't turn quite as bad as like a dollar store cube or something. Okay, on to the next one here. It feels a little bit weightier. And there you go, another vintage shape modification of a 3x3. So it's pretty interesting looking actually, because it's sort of like a sandwich cube from this side, and that's got a multicolor scheme on top there. Yep, that's pretty cool. And of course it's a 3x3 shape modification, and it also turns pretty badly just because of how vintage it is. But there we go. Pretty neat. Okay, next up here we have another miniature puzzle of some sort because it is pretty small. This is the other ball that I was talking about there. As you can see, let me autofocus so it's closer, if it'll do it. It took a little while, but as you can see, this is the one that actually is functional on all layers, which is really weird. They made one of each, but as you can see, yeah, it's pretty hard to turn. But as you can see, it is functional on all layers. It's another 3x3 miniature ball. Compared to a normal size cube, it is very small, probably 30 millimeters or something. Maybe a bit smaller than that even. Okay, next up here, we have some other little piece. That's the key for the enabler cube or something like that. I forget what the cube's called, but that's a key for one of the cubes that I got there, which I thought was the other one. So I have to see if the other cube is in here or something different like that. But let's keep on going and we'll see. We focus on that there. And here we have another Sudoku cube. This one is the standard dollar store variety. This one is definitely a little bit on the loose side, which is what happens after you solve these a little bit. But it is just a standard Sudoku cube with a little bit different pattern than most of the ones I've seen. So that's kind of neat. On to the next one here. We have... Ooh, that's pretty cool. Is that a... Wow. I'm trying to figure out how to turn it here. And either it's really stiff or it just does not turn like I expect it to. Oh, there you go. It almost turned. Wow. What is this? A very fancy Void 1x1. Unless I can figure out how to turn it. Oop, there we go. Yeah, that's pretty weird. That's like a Void edgeless, or no, Void cornerless 3x3. Huh. That's really interesting. I haven't even seen one of these before. But there it is. It's a true Void cube too. Pretty cool. That's kind of sparkly, reflective stickers as well, so that's interesting. Okay, next up here, we have two cubes in one, or it's a Siamese cube. Let's figure out which one it is. It's a Siamese cube. Okay. Wow, that's why I have the other thing in there. And as you can see, they're Rubik's brand, and it's an old Siamese cube. This Rubik's brand's actually turned pretty well. It's been lubed with Vaseline or something similar. Fully finger trickable. And I've yet to learn how to solve a Siamese cube, so I guess this is probably the one I'm going to learn on. It actually feels pretty solid and pretty well done. As you can see right there. Haven't tried to solve a lot of Siamese cubes before, so I don't know how hard or easier it'd be. And I said 20 more here. I think we have quite a few more of that actually. Yeah, there's a lot more cubes left in there. Okay, next up here we have some sort of weird ring puzzle. Wow, what exactly is that? Huh. I don't know anything about ring puzzles, but here one is. Let me take a look at it. It's actually a Hanayama puzzle. I know some people are really into Hanayama puzzles, and this is apparently an original Hanayama puzzle. I have to look into that, but that's interesting. Seems like a pile of keys until you can figure out how to untangle it or something similar. Okay, here's one with some weights. This may be the one the key goes to, and no, it's just another Rubik's Revenge. This one is more used than the other one, but doesn't turn great at all, actually. Nah, turns pretty poorly. But original 1980s Rubik's Revenge puzzle with the original color scheme, white opposite blue, yellow opposite green, and red opposite orange. Original color scheme, all that. Original Rubik's 4x4. Have a big puzzle over here, and that may be the Yushin 11x11 once again. We'll see in a minute. And here we go, another 3x3 shape mod, and this one actually turns pretty well. That's pretty impressive turning wise on a 3x3 shape mod. It's probably a Land, just by the feel of the mechanism. Feels like an old Land 3x3, which actually were pretty decent. But there you go, a little bit smaller, and a shape mod 3x3. Next up here, ooh, here's one. This is what I've been searching for actually for quite a while. And that's why this lot is so cool, because there are actually some cubes I've been searching for a while, and they're just in here. I mean, look at this thing. This is the Cube for You 3x3x7, but it's the stickerless, multicolored one. I searched all the sites, and I've just been looking all different types of lots. I missed out on one a while ago, and now I finally have it. That's super cool. That's one of the ones that I've been looking for a while. Let's see if we do checkerboard on here. And let's see, I'm totally doing that wrong, but there you go. Checkerboard. Very weird color scheme. That is the Cube for You stickerless 3x3x7. Pretty neat. That'll go on the shelf or something as a collectible. Very hard to find. At least in my experience. Maybe they're common elsewhere, but I haven't seen one. Okay, next up here, we have a newspaper cube for the Scientific American. Which, let's see, Scientific American ink. It doesn't, oh, there it is. It says Rubik's on there. I was going to say it didn't say Rubik's on there, but it does. There it is. Cool. Turns fairly decent for a Rubik's brand, but nothing super crazy. And it's a newspaper promotional cube. Compared to like the dollar store promotional cubes, I always like the Rubik's ones better because they always tend to be better quality. See, this one feels like a ball puzzle. And there it is. Wow, that's pretty cool. Might be another K-ball. Yep, says it right there. K-ball, 2x2 ball puzzle. So I have to look into the history of K-ball and what the whole K-ball deal was. But we have a couple of those, and they're just interesting 2x2 ball modifications. A little bit older, too. Not like as old as the original stuff, but pretty old nonetheless. Okay, and here we go. We have speed cubes. Let's just do a quick solve on that as a quick break. I believe this is either a Yushin fire or water. Let's see. Doesn't feel quite like a fire unless this one's just not very well set up. So it must be a Yushin water, would be my guess. It was their second budget cube after the original Kylan that came out, or the water came out to the fire, whatever. But either way, it's a standard Yushin cube, and I'm just gonna solve here. Not gonna be timing any of these or anything crazy, but just wanted to do a random solves. Always like a couple solves during the unboxing. And there you go. Camera's a little bit too close up. Ooh, and I know that PLL. There you go. No, I screwed it up. Okay, well, whatever. Do this one now. And I screwed that up too. And now I know this one too. Screwed that up too. Okay. Yeah, I shouldn't try to solve after unboxing too many cubes. It doesn't work out. Okay, there we go. Let's try this again. So let's see. It's down, you, that. There you go. Okay. I've been learning some new OLLs lately, so there you go. Yushin water. About worst solve ever, and that's how it usually goes on camera. Okay, just want to wait to it. Let's figure out what it is exactly. Wow, that is crazy. It's like a limb cube dreidel, I believe. And if we can figure out some of the crazy jumbling moves and stuff, yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's going to take me a while to figure out how to solve, but basically it turns like a standard 3x3 and then also has additional moves, jumbling moves, etc. when used at different angles here. So I turn it like that, then you can jumble that and just keep going. Comes out of shape. But anyway, pretty crazy looking mod and pretty neat. I don't have one of those yet. Okay, next up here, this one feels kind of odd. There it is. Okay, it says Tony Fisher and Kelvin's Puzzle on the other side. This is just a star cube. I knew they made some of these, but you can make these out of just I believe it's a Fisher cube and a normal cube combined, and it makes a star cube. Pretty neat. Standard Kelvin's Puzzle. Okay, next up here, we have something that seems like a Pyraminx. And there it is. It seems like original Tomy Pyraminx. Have a couple of these. I had one a while ago that I sold, and then I kind of regretted it. And now it's good that I have some more. This one actually turns the best of any Tomy Pyraminx I've ever tried. Most of them turn pretty poorly, but you can tell they're original because they're white plastic and have the gold stickers on there. They may have made some earlier versions, later versions, whatever. I don't know the full history, but I just know that it was the gold side, and that it's usually Tomy. So there it is, the original Pyraminx from the 1980s, somewhere in there. Okay, and next up we have another promotional cube. This is the I-Square Rubik's brand promotional. Not sure what I-Square is, but I'm sure you can look it up. And it turns sort of okay. This generation of Rubik's Cube was decent, but it wasn't super great. It wasn't the best generation. There definitely were some different generational changes. Okay, there's two bigger cubes down there, so I'll wait those till the end. Let's get into this one right here. There you go. Another cool little Ishin 4x4 shape mod, and it's kind of weird. Okay, the centers rotate. I was trying to figure that out. Let me try and fix the centers on there quick if I can figure it out. Yeah, so these centers are just screwed up. They need to be fixed. Okay, whatever. I'll figure it out later. It's an Ishin 4x4, and it has some cool stickers on it. It looks like some sort of Japanese cartoon or something. I'm not sure exactly. It's got this rabbit, kind of like Z rabbit, and then it's got M raccoon, P mouse, and T cat. I'm not sure exactly, but pretty interesting. And Ishin 4x4 sticker mod is pretty neat. Okay, next up here, this seems like it could be something to do with that key there because it's heavy, and I'm still looking for that. No, dice cube. Wow, that's pretty cool. 1980s Russian dice puzzle cube thing. I think you're supposed to get all the blue on one side or on two sides or something like that. But anyway, there it is. Non-twisty, but pretty cool. Fairly heavy. Okay, next up here, let's see what we have. Oh, there we go. That's pretty cool. Another Oscar Van Deventer puzzle. This is a gear tetrahedron. I don't remember the name of it, but here it is. And it actually turns fairly well. I don't have any of these yet. I believe this is made by Lan, if I'm not mistaken. And this one is pretty much in pristine shape, so I will like to keep it that way. Okay, next up here, let's see what this is. We have a 4x4 shape mod, it seems like. Not sure who this is by, but it may be Diansheng, just because the diamond pattern seems to be a diamond shaped thing. And if I go like that, you can see it is indeed a 4x4. Very cool. Well, these 4x4 shape mods are pretty interesting because they have center orientation and parity and all that. They're a lot more difficult than any other of the standard 3x3 or 5x5 variants of those puzzles. Okay, next up here, and nearly the last in the box, I have this thing, whatever that is. Some sort of crazy, it's almost like the Babylon's Tower, but it's not quite. It's got one extra notch here at the top and bottom, and then otherwise you have these slidey things in the middle. Turns pretty well, spins pretty well as you can see. Some sort of interesting wooden ball puzzle. I haven't seen before. Interesting. Okay, let's dig around the box here to make sure I'm not missing anything, and let's go for the first of the bigger puzzles at the bottom. And actually, this looks like a standard 3x3 picture cube. It's just a big one, which I always like those. And you know what? If you're watching this, Belgian Speed Cubers, there, he has the same Kiss Cube, I believe. This is a big promotional cube from 2007, and turns fairly well. Cool. I have a Star Trek one that's very similar, but this one is a little bit different. Cool, cool. Didn't expect that to be in there, or maybe I did. I've seen it at some point. And then here is what I assume is going to be Yushin 11x11, but it's pretty small, so maybe not. It's pretty heavy, whatever it is. It might be the original Putney. Let me see. If that's the Yushin 11x11, it's smaller than I expected. Yeah, it is. That's pretty cool. If I had my other one around here, I'd show it, but let me get my 17x17 again. Yeah, maybe this is sort of scale, but man, that thing is super tiny compared to the 17x17. It's got about the same size pieces. Pretty surprising. I know the Yushin 11x11 was quite that small. If I had to guess, I'd say this one's probably like 90 millimeters or 100 millimeters across, so kind of like the new Cuban Classroom 11x11 that's coming out soon. Never tried turning one of these before, and as most people have said, let's try checkerboard here. It's not super great, but it's not all that bad either. Like I said, I've never had a Yushin 11x11 one. The original one, I've been meaning to get one for a while, and then when this lot came up, I jumped on it. And here we go. We can autofocus it. There we go. Yushin Toys, right on there. I haven't seen the original Yushin logo before, so that's pretty cool. And let's continue the checkerboard here. This will nearly complete my 11x11 collection, at least until the new ones come out, because I have the Yushin 11x11, Shengshou 11x11, and then this one. I have to see what other ones there are. I don't think there's any more, so I think I have the 3 11x11s on the market right now, which is pretty cool. I don't have them in all the colors, obviously. But there you go. That is not a great 11x11, because it is the first one, but it also isn't too bad, and some of the stickers are a little bit loose on it, so I'm going to have to get some replacements there. But pretty cool. I've not had a Yushin 11x11 before, and there it is. Okay, and there you go. It's all laid out. I've pretty much completely lost count at this point how many different puzzles I have there. My brother just completed the world's hardest puzzle. I'm actually pretty surprised, but I guess that works. And I guess we're going to be on to the next box. I lost track of count, like I said, so I'll have to count that and probably have it in the title or something. Okay, well, I guess it's going to be about it for this video today. I am definitely losing my voice a little bit, but I guess we'll be back again tomorrow for one more, no, actually, 2 more days worth of unboxings. Pretty crazy so far. Lots of crazy stuff. Lots of puzzles that I really wanted. So that's really awesome. Obviously, I wanted them. Otherwise, I would have bought the whole lot. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe below if you enjoyed. Stay tuned for another unboxing tomorrow. KS Cuber out. Goodbye.